Good morning. I hope you are all well. Lighting won't be great again because it's only, what we at, 20 past 4 in the morning, and it is a lovely morning as well. I do like mornings. I've said this a few times. They are the best time. And just looking ahead, I can see a tractor. Not that they're combining at this precise moment of the time, but they have started, which I thought was extremely early. But then again, it must be time. But usually combining doesn't start till sort of July, end of July, and as it's the 1st of July today, I think we started earlier this year. So yeah, that usually I can get some of my routes done before the start, but they've started. I got stuck behind a combine on a very narrow road. Luckily I was behind it, because being in front of it, or I should say coming the other way, is a different thing, isn't it? So yeah, I haven't done a video for a little while, or for a few weeks, because I've just been busy with one thing and another, and just coping with that heat wave we had. We call it heat wave, but maybe it was a heat wave to some of you, to be fair. We got up to 30 degrees up here in North Yorkshire, and I think most people can cope, quite well to a certain extent, and then you get up to that temperature. And I live in one of those old houses that, it's freezing in the winter, and I mean freezing. Even with the heating on, it barely gets above sort of 15 degrees. That's with the heating on. With the heating off, it's like 10 degrees. And then in the summer, the opposite happens. The sun heats the bricks up and you start to bake. And in the house, I think for 2 nights or 3 nights running, we were at 27 degrees. It never dropped. So yeah, it was tiring. But we mustn't complain, mustn't we? I struggle with the heat full stop. With my neurodivergence, I struggle with it, even though I do enjoy the heat. It's that double-edged sword. I quite enjoy it, but at the same time, it does affect me. So yeah, I've got to take with the rough with the smooth in that ballpark with bit. But yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, so I'm not complaining. And we're currently 14 degrees this morning. We're overcast. But 14 degrees is quite nice. I love this, I can get so much done at this time of the morning compared to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's unreal, really. The neighbours have noticed now and again that I'm out in the garden, or I'm out washing the car at 5 o'clock, or it's just, I do it quietly, by the way. It's not, I keep that very mindful. I'm not wanting to disturb them. I do try and keep quiet. But I just enjoy mornings. Oh, there's a cat. You go over there, cat. So yeah, update on Jess, the border collie. I don't know if I've updated, but we got the results back from the biopsy, and she's got stage 3 cancer. So we're sort of dealing with that. She's just had a stitches out from her last operation. She's a little bit sore, if you like. I'm hoping, because she's kind of stuck in the house a bit and confined to the garden, which not good for anyone really, that. So I'm hoping that this weekend we can take her down to the local field, which isn't far away, and there's other people in the village take their dogs there, and I'm hoping I can take her down and she can just have a bit of a meet of her friends, if you like, just to give her that something to do. Vet wants to see her back in a month's time, with the view are trying to remove this other side lump as well, as much as they can. Now, obviously, it's one step at a time, so we'll see about that. Because we don't know how long we've got it for. We the vets are quite confident at the moment that it hasn't spread too much. It's quite confined, but it's quite an aggressive cancer, so it's growing quickly in a certain area. Now, if it stays confined, that operation, I think yes, it'll be worth the, because it'll buy us some more time. But at the same time, I kind of wanted to have a bit of enjoyment in the life. I don't want to just keep having her operation, and not enjoying what she's got left, because that is something we don't know. Well, we don't know about any of us, really, do we? Just talking about cancer, and just why I mentioned this, I think it's something that we need to keep in mind every day that we get up, because there's a chap that I know of. He's getting on, in the world, but he's got stage 4 cancer and he's on chemo, and he's dealing with it. Well, he seems to be dealing with it. He does, face up. But my point is that if you get up and you feel well, it's like myself. I've got up this morning. I feel okay. A little bit tired still from the heat, but I'm okay. So what? As far as I know, cross fingers, I've got nothing seriously wrong with me that I know of. So be thankful, be grateful, a bit of gratitude, and go and enjoy your day the best you can. Just don't, and keep that peace going as much as possible. Help each other out a bit. And don't let the negative people get to you. Because like I say, it's the time's ticking. Every minute that passes, you can't get back. You can't get it back. No way. So you just enjoy life. And that doesn't mean be reckless. That doesn't mean, just enjoy it. It's like this morning, isn't it? I need to get some fuel for my car. Do I need to? No. Well, getting close, but I don't think I need to. So the question is, do I get fuel and get a coffee and not do a walk, or do I go for a walk and not do the fuel? All these things, but it's a nice morning and it'd be a shame to waste it. So there's my little thought on that little gratitude thing on the morning. It works wonders. It does reframe the mind. Oh, that's the other thing as well. My book's been published. Oh, there's somebody walking the dog. Again, enjoying the nice morning. I just slow down. He's got a border collie. He's laid in the grass watching me. Yeah, my book's been published. And it's not a, it's my first book, and you've got to remember that when I was at school, I was actually rubbish at English and what have you. I didn't even like reading books. So yeah, I'll do another video on it, because obviously I'm driving, so I can't show you the copy of it. But and it's called A Space Between the Noise, and what it's about is just the same thing. Is just taking 5 minutes out and not staring at phones and not being occupied by other things, TV, news, whatever. Just take 5 minutes out and just reflect and think. Because when you do, like I've just said on a morning, you get up, we rush we don't rush, but we go for the phones, don't we? We're filling our heads with rubbish straight away. Instead of using that time just to reflect and just to think, and a bit of gratitude. And it sets you up better in the day, and that's what it's about. It's about, that fact of, because when we start to look at things, they aren't always what you think they are, and you start to question why you actually do things, and that's a bit what it's about. It's quite a briefish book, if you like. It doesn't go too deep. and I didn't want it to go too deep on that one. I have got book number 2 on the way, which is, I don't know how long it's going to take. This one's going to be a bit more detailed. So yeah, so there's news on that. And if anything, even if I don't sell any copies, it's one of those. I mean, I haven't, again, about it, and I do mention this, I think, in the book, but, you know, it's not about shouting from the rooftops about it. You know, it's my little achievement. It's not anyone else's achievement, it's mine. And if I don't sell a copy, that's actually fine. It's nice just to put one on my bookshelf and say that, yeah, I published that. I did that, wrote that. So that's that. What else have we had happening? Don't think. At the weekend, I get my ADHD kicks in and my other bits kick in, and I get bored. And I was sat, and I needed something to do. So, anyways, I went away and I built a home assistant server. If you don't know what that is, it's basically turns your house into a smart house. You know, you can add devices to it, and it's all in one little dashboard, or you can have different dashboards and things like that. So I spent the weekend doing that, which is kind of giving me that little bug to carry on, because I like the fact that when you open the gates, if you come in on a night and you open the drive gates, it turns the security lights on, and yeah, you can have PIRs, but you know, how many times do PIRs go off? So anyways, so when you walk in, opens that. If the ring camera senses motion, it'll put the lights on. If you open the back door, it'll put the back lights on, and that's how we've got it. That's how I do it now. I kind of do it through Alexa, but one of the things that I've been doing as well is trying to reduce our electricity usage, because I've got a solar system. So I've been trying to do that as well. So that's part of the reason for this. And one thing I was going to say, one thing I don't like about the Alexa ones is the actual smart speakers, or the smart screens, if you like, that take up quite a bit of energy. And the home server's on a mini PC, which has got Linux on it. And I've done it that way because that mini PC already runs other things. And the mini PC runs off 12 volts. So that's going to get converted over to the 12 volt system of the solar system. That's the plan. So yeah, been messing about with that. The intermittent fasting's going okay. Kind of got into it now. It's not so bad. You know, the first 2 days it's like stopping smoking or whatever. It's a habit, and you change them habits, and your times change, and then it becomes easier. So yeah, that's on the way. Trying to do a bit more walking. Want to start running again as well, so I'm going to build on that. And again, nothing to prove to anyone. My idea of running is to go and like what I call a bit of an adventure run. You go on the moors, and it's not all running. It's walking as well with it. You know, it's not about proving anything. It's not about times. It's about just enjoying it. You know, just run from one village to another. But as you go through the fields and what have you, you know, you can walk a bit. It doesn't matter. Who cares? And that's what it's about, because any running or anything is good. You know, it's good just to get the heart rate going a bit. So, yeah, that's what I want to get back to. Maybe we'll document that in a video as well. So yeah, that's about. I think that's about where we are. I'm sure I'll probably miss something, but that'll make another one. So yeah, just obviously, you know, it's a strange world. When I've spent a lot of time, and this is what my book's going to be about, just reflecting, just thinking. And if you work the world out, Poor guy. He's a colleague, but he's a colleague of another company, and we usually see each other about 3 o'clock. And he's quite. I think he's a little bit the same, to be honest. To be totally fair, I think he's a bit the same, because he picks up when I say something to him. Do you realise? You know, and then I'll say something that, like, do you realise we go to work and give our time up, and then we have to buy our time back? You know, and he'll look at me and he'll say, never thought of it like that. So he gets it straight away. But it blows his head a bit, because life is not as we think it is. But he's a bit the same as in protecting his peace. You know, it's not what we call the easy life as such, but it is a bit like that, because you avoid the hassle as much as possible. And that's what we mean by an easy life. You know, we've got, you know, I've got to that point where you think, well, it's not worth the argument, because you just keep the pace, just walk away, you know, let them get on with it. Right, I'm going to leave it there. Like I say, it's just a bit of an update video. I'll get back to some of my proper moans and groans at some point. Right, I'm running out. Okay, take care. Remember, you know, have a good day. Protect that peace as much as you can. Just be nice to each other. You know, people are annoying at times. Totally agree with that. But sometimes you just got to walk away, or, you know, just ignore it. Let them get on with it. Because normally when people are like that, they're just not happy with their lives, full stop. So they have to pick on somebody else, don't they? So yeah, okay. No problems. Right, take care. See you all in a bit. Bye now.